this COVID disease. And then we talk about internal and external communication. Communication patient to patient, between patient or relative, doctor to staff, non-COVID staff to COVID staff. Then poor awareness about the employee, patient, and relatives. COVID is a new disease, new thing for this whole world. So there is a lack of awareness about this disease and the current situation. Effective services to patient. Patient have COVID, but in this crisis they want vast services. So this is the challenge for us. The expectation and needs of patient, relatives, as well as employees. Employees are demanding because they are working for this deadly disease. Is it? The expectations and need. Then scarcity of medicine, medical equipment, PPEs, retention of non-COVID patient. Who is your genuine customer since long? We are not retaining them. Currently, we are facing the COVID challenge, and they don't come to our hospital because we are COVID hospital right now. Then the insufficient beds. If we have 150 bedded, we average occupancy of situation we have 100 patients. Or before this COVID, there is a 50% occupancy. Now it's 100% and more than 100%. We get calls daily for beds. Then supply and chain stabilization, the supply of medicine, and already I told the scarcity of medical equipment, medicine. Then the market closed during the lockdown period, logistic problem, roadblocks, and everything is. So the supply chain stabilization is also a challenge for us. So these challenges, when we talk about these challenges, so we know about the management, how to manage this challenge during the crisis of COVID. All the problems have their solution. As we know, all the problems have solution, but you have to vision to see the solution. Is it? So this is the time when the leaders will likely have the greatest opportunity in their careers to positively impact their organization and the community they serve. Challenges always come with the opportunity. So this is the opportunity should not be wasted here. Leaders should prioritize, create an environment when decisions are made calmly and fact-based. Next. Yes. There is a slok from Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Yada charita shreshtastato devatro janah sa yat pramanam krute log nuvartate. ये श्लोक बता रहा है कि श्रेष्ठ पुरुष होते हैं. सो वी आर नाउ लीडर्स इन अवर हेल्थ केयर सेक्टर. तो श्रेष्ठ पुरुष जो होते हैं मीन्स दे बिहेव तो सेम अन्य पुरुष ने अदर पीपल आर ऑल्सो सेम बिहेव लाइक दिस. वह जो प्रमाण करता है मीन्स जो प्रमाण करता है मीन्स जो उसको प्रूव करता है, प्रूव हिमसेल्फ. समस्त मनुष्य समुदाय मीन्स एवरी पीपल उसी के अनुसार बरतने लगता है. मीन्स फॉलो हिम. आर यू गेटिंग इट? तो ये गीता में भी लिखा है कि अगर आप अपने चैलेंजेस के टाइम पे अगर कुछ नया करते हैं और कुछ अच्छा करते हैं तो दूसरे लोग भी आपको फॉलो करते हैं. इज इट? सो देयर इज अ चैलेंज to take it as an opportunity and work hard to solve or to finish it. Let's go to next slide. Various way to overcome. So there is a management, the various way. Adopt a focused approach. First, you have to team building during this crisis. Adopt the focused way means take initiative to find out where the things went wrong. Means identify the problem. When you identify the problem, you will do you will make your strategy to manage this challenge, to crisis, and gather correct relevant information during this crisis. बोलते हैं ना कि अफवाहें बहुत उड़ रही हैं, तो अफवाहों को छोड़ के जो रिलेवेंट इंफॉर्मेशन है, you gather that information and act accordingly. Employees should change their perspective. During this crisis, employee का behavior change हो जाता है कि कोविड है, कैसे जाएंगे, how will work, अगर इन्फेक्शन लग गया, मर गए तो क्या होगा, ऐसे बोलते हैं, तो उनका पर्सपेक्टिव चेंज आता है. यू हैव टू चेंज देयर पर्सपेक्टिव, अवॉइड मेकिंग इशू फ्रॉम द पिटी थिंग्स, है ना. कंप्लेन करने से उन्हें एक्चुअली बताना है कि एक्चुअली व्हाट हैपेंड विद दिस चैलेंज, व्हाट यू गेट फ्रॉम दिस, दिस इज अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यू. इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन is very difficult. Employee must aware about the happening around them. Superiors must address the employee in open forum. उन्हें समझाना है. जब भी ये क्राइसिस क्रिएट होती है, एम्प्लॉय शुड चेंज द पर्सपेक्टिव. तब ये कम्युनिकेशन बहुत जरूरी है कि लीडर्स को एड्रेस करना चाहिए एम्प्लॉयज को, which type of benefit or opportunity you will get from this crisis, is it? Then there is a manage stress, avoid unnecessary conflict, misunderstanding. It is there. Next slide. Yeah, the path to next to normal. We have COVID pandemic. We have COVID patient at our organization. We have to go normal. Before this, you have to resolve all the problems. If the problems is resolved by this resolve, resilience, return, reimagine, and reform. We'll discuss resolve in detail in operational field. Then resilience means how your economy impact. This is the related to the economy. Economy, how affect your organization. If you did not get the COVID patient, then you are lose your finance. You lose your finance. How? Because you will not get your patient who are non-COVID, because they are not want to go except emergency. Only emergency patient come to your hospital. If you don't take a COVID patient, this is the financial effect you face during this crisis. Return, how the organization can begin scale up operations where the worst in crisis over. जब भी crisis खत्म होगी तो अपना जैसे फुल फंक्शन हॉस्पिटल था, नॉर्मल वर्क कर रहा था, वो उसको रिटर्न करना. न्यू वे टू प्रिवेंट, आइडेंटिफाई द रिपोर्ट, यानी पूरा एनालिसिस करके वेयर वी हैव लैकिंग, वेयर वी हैव डन रॉन्ग थिंग, दे हैव एनालाइज, देन रिपोर्ट एंड रिटर्न टू योर प्रॉपर reimagination. Reimagination means how we can fundamentally reinvent health services given what we have learned from the crisis. जो भी crisis हुए, we learn from them and implement in our organization and we are now able to stable for this crisis and for future also. Reform, policy making, critical healthcare infrastructure, strategic key supplies, contingency product facility. Means in contingency product facility supply, जो एक्चुअली हम जो स्कार्सिटी फेस कर रहे हैं उसको हमें कैसे बनाना है. We all things available in our management books, you know, but we don't follow. This is the thing we have to work on that and improve ourselves. The first I talked about the resolve. We discussed in detail integrated operations. So we face issues map means you have to map your issues, which type of issues you are facing during this, and management decisions. How will it? You have to. I told you before that there is a team for the crisis team who will manage the whole crisis during in your hospital, your healthcare sector. Single source of contact of issue, sir, means individual, a person for a different sector. There is a many communication field, government communication, interdepartmental communication, outside the hospital communication. So we have to identify a person who communicate every time for everything. Resolution and tapping resources where the needed. So we provide resources to our to manage this crisis. Portfolio action is a triggered based portfolio action. As per the job profile, you have to identify a person as per the job profile. If there is a purchase problem, then you have to identify purchase for your supply chain. If you have problem with operation, you identify the operation manager. So have to build a team to portfolio and take an action. Action will be defined. Then leadership alignment. Daily huddle meeting. Daily issues are discussed in this meeting, and you improve that problems. And also, you can discuss your problems in this huddle meeting. So we'll improve that problem. Workforce protect and productivity. Yeah, policy management. We face during this crisis. Every day we got new policies from government. Other than we have also problems. Then we make new policy. So develop policies as per the current situation. Current situation with the preventive action means you have to develop a path, your process with the preventive action, like do and don't, what you have to do, what you have not to do. Then two-way communication. Two-way communication is the information from outside and the communication internally also. Multi-channel communication, source of truth information. Facility and on-site norms. Facility means which facility you have available at your hospital, at your healthcare sector. So it's a staggering work. कौन क्या काम कर रहा है? Shift timings. Shift timings facing the we are facing the problem, the quarantine period. बंदा 14 दिन काम कर रहा है और 14 दिन के बाद उसको 7 दिन के लिए क्वारंटाइन करना है, तो आप वर्कफोर्स कहाँ से अवेलेबल करोगे? Then this is the you have to manage this shift timings. कैसे काम करेगा? 6 घंटे काम करेगा, 12 घंटे पीपीई पहन के 12 घंटे कैसे काम करेगा? Then this type of problems we are facing. So you have to manage this whole workforce and infection control practices. They are following infection control practices or not at their site where they are allocated to work. Health and government engagement. Local and federal regulation and public health officials. गवर्नमेंट के साथ डेली डिस्कशन कि कितना डेथ हो रहा है, कितना पेशेंट ऑक्सीजन पे है, कितने पेशेंट एडमिट हो रहे हैं. दिस डेली रिपोर्टिंग विद 2 टाइम टू गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर. आईसीयू में कितने पेशेंट है, वेंटिलेटर पे कितने पेशेंट है, विदाउट वेंटिलेटर कितने पेशेंट है. दिस इज द थिंग which we have to. So there is a person who you have to hello, yeah, you have to manage with this different individuals. You have to departmental nodal officer and everything you have to allot for this situation. Supply chain stabilization. It's a resolve. Supply engagement. Your old supplier is not send to your this medicine and consumables to you because they haven't stock of this thing. New supplier, so you have identified new suppliers. Then order management. What will you order? Inventory management, ABC and VD analysis we have learned in our management books. ABC and always better control, cost based, and VD vital, essential and desirable. Then what is your vital item and what is the essential? You have to identify like this. Logistic, it's a problem during the lockdown. So route optimization means you have to identify which are the logs which are open for transportation, from where we can get supply. You have to identify this thing. Customer transparency and support. Customer have problem with billing. If he's come with the AMC, then it's okay. But if paid from his or her pocket, then it's a problem. कि आप मेडिसिन कुछ दे नहीं, आपने काफी देखा होगा मेडिसिन कुछ दे नहीं रहे, ये नहीं कर रहे हो, तो इतना बिलिंग कैसे है? बिल जो जा रहा है, इट इज द ट्रांसपेरेंसी डेली बेसिस टू एक्सप्लेन बिलिंग टू their relative also on telephone, because they ask, patient never ask about the bill, relative ask about this, about the billing. Then intervention across the prevention intervention across the patient journey in the hospital. पेशेंट के पास नर्सिंग स्टेशन पे रहते हैं, आईसीयू में पेशेंट है, देन पेशेंट के रिलेटिव, उनको हम विजिट नहीं करने देते हैं, क्योंकि पेशेंट का रिलेटिव इन्फेक्शन लेके जाएगा, स्प्रेड करेगा ऑल ओवर द हॉस्पिटल, नॉन कोविड एरिया में भी जाएगा। तो देन यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द एरिया कोविड एंड नॉन कोविड और रिस्ट्रिक्ट द एंट्रीज। पेशेंट को सेफ्टी के लिए प्रोटेक्शन, पेशेंट को खुद मास्क पहनाना है, खुद पेशेंट को मास्क पहना के रखना कि वो स्प्रेड ना करे। देन एग्जीक्यूशन मॉनिटरिंग, उसका कोविड पेशेंट के पास जाने के लिए नर्सिंग भी डरते हैं, तो उनका मॉनिटरिंग इट्स आल्सो चैलेंजिंग, बट वी हैव द मॉनिटर सिस्टम, सेंट्रलाइज्ड मॉनिटर सिस्टम, एंड also nursing we have committed to visit 3 times in a day and 2 times in a night to visit nursing as well as doctor and their consultant, take 2 times round in a day. Stakeholder strategy engagement. Stakeholder means employee their protection, protective interventions, PPE, distance, routine checkups of the employees on daily basis, the fever and everything for this COVID duty employee. And the flexible services, if they want, we will provide flexible services, hotels and everything, because they don't want to go their home. And reaction to demand, if they work with the COVID patient, they ask about the monitoring demand. Then demand for this, अगर मुझे कुछ हो गया तो क्या होगा, है ना? Are you provide free service to us? तो वो तो गवर्नमेंट नहीं कर रखा है। अगर किसी एम्प्लॉय को कुछ होता है तो गवर्नमेंट विल प्रोवाइड फ्री सर्विस टू देम, एंड एज वेल अगर कुछ डेथ या कुछ होता है प्रॉब्लम, then will definitely there is a insurance provided by government for this COVID warriors. Next, 5-step resolution. Access, expand supply capacity. So the 5-step resolution, this is the 5 step to increase your bed capacity, increase your inventory, clinical as well as non-clinical, because you are also provide food and these consumables, medicine are available, but consumables is the difficult to manage during this lockdown period or this crisis time. And non-clinical item, you provide food services to patient, your linen services, and everything is you have to provide at time. Patient linen, bed sheet, and everything. This is also difficult. So there is a system we developed. We purchased this use and throw consumable item, use and throw bed sheet, and will after use will discard in the infected dustbin. Then fault lines, supply and critical usage of the certain supplies has grown exponentially, like PPE बहुत यूज हो रहा है, हैंड सैनिटाइजर बहुत यूज हो रहा है, और उसका सप्लाई बिल्कुल कम है. देन वी आइडेंटिफाई द डिफरेंट वेंडर सप्लाई दिस ऑन टाइम. Daily monitoring and fast moving. We have set a process, daily monitoring of the fast moving item. These are the fast moving item, and we monitor this to reduce this scarcity of these things. And adapt care delivery models. Adapt care delivery models means the clinical protocols. We have find out that we have prepared clinical protocols on printed based clinical protocol, which provided by government also. There is a guideline what we have to do, what we have not to do. So we provide the clinical treatment on printed basis, though no need to write time. Even we haven't the software, so then also we provide this printed treatment, because the all patients have the same treatment. If is there any changes during around consultant change in that and make new sheet. This new protocol could include the expansion of home-based services. The adapt the care delivery model. अगर आपका हॉस्पिटल फुल है, पेशेंट फुल बेड्स है और पेशेंट स्टेबल है, then you also give the home-based servicing, home-based service means उसको होम क्वारंटाइन करके टेलीफोनिक और वीडियो कंसल्टेशन करके उस home-based service we will provide. Patient with chronic condition using technology creating dedicated. पेशेंट जब भी हॉस्पिटल आता है, then there is a situation if he is COVID patient or non-COVID, there is a it is open to all. So we have decide area, we have triaging system, we have green zone, yellow zone, we have red zone. If patient is COVID positive, come with the report of COVID positive, there is a red zone. So he direct assess on the door by the nursing staff if he has any symptoms, or he is a suspected, or he or she is a suspected, feel like sneezing, or there is a ICMR guideline to assess the patient. So this form will fill. If he is a suspected, then send to the yellow zone. If he is a patient non-COVID or nothing, he or she has not did not any symptoms, so send to the green zone. So we have make a facility like this. We also provide a patient ambulatory, the chronic patient. We have services like dialysis. We have our own patient, dialysis, chemotherapy. These are the routine patients. So during the COVID, we have separate area with the partition, COVID and non-COVID area. We have separate lifts. We have separate staircase to COVID and non-COVID patient. Third is lower financial barriers. There is a two types of patient. Three types of patient. Some patient pay from their own pocket, from second one insurance company, and for some patient government will pay for AMC patient. So there is a three type patient. AMC fund will come after 3 or 4 months. Insurance company also we close this we allow only reimburse to get money. Actually, if we have not sufficient financial condition, because this time all vendors are demanding at a time, so this is the problem also we face. So we have our own we reduce this we reduce this patient cashless facility. We reduce the cashless patient. We give the file and reimburse. They reimburse their own. Provide COVID-19 specific guidance to ensure individuals are aware. Guidelines are actively seeking appropriate. COVID patient, we have the protocol guideline and everything available in the hospital. We follow as per these norms. Then fifth is provide guidance to non-COVID patients. Where patient demanding, they don't want to come. We have genuine customer. We have genuine our own customer. They want to come there, but they afraid from this COVID. So we do video consultation on non-emergency cases. If they have emergency, we call them, treat in yellow zone for the non-COVID patient. So I have finished from my side. There is some take-home points. Everything for this management, everything available in the books, in management books. Okay, we have to maintain your buffer stock, you have to maintain your disaster, so everything is in, but we don't follow that. So it is our, it is our duty as a leaders, we have to follow. We need to learn from this emergency crisis, and we make a policy or we make a SOP, and also practice it into mock drill on yearly basis for this disaster control. NABH, as per NABH हम क्या करते हैं कि 5-6 मॉक ड्रिल्स कर लिए, पर हम ऐसी क्राइसिस की मॉक ड्रिल्स नहीं करते हैं. इफ यू फेस दिस टाइप ऑफ क्राइसिस, यू हैव टू मॉक एवरी ईयर टू tackle next time it. So I complete from my side. I will invite Pawan Duggal. Yeah, Pawan.
Thank you so much, Mahendra. Good evening, all of you. Myself, Pawan. So I'll be communicating regarding the communication challenge and management regarding the COVID-19 crisis. So before we begin, let us first hear this audio part, and then we can process it further.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, where I was thinking, ma'am, actually, who was on night duty? Me and Nadia, ma'am. Yeah, just wear a PPE, go see the patient. She just came now, see the patient, do an FH, and then just come up. Sorry, not in labor. No, ma'am, we are not going near the hospital. What? We don't know. Sorry, ma'am. Seniors, you should be going. We can't go, ma'am. We don't know anything. See, that is why we kept you there. See, because you know why? If I get exposed, then I cannot come for any procedures or anything like that, because I'm the only one on doing duty another 2 days. That's right, because you're not in labor. Sorry, ma'am. We can't do that. My God, I have to call a second there. Yes, ma'am. Too much. No, you can do it. You can do it. No, see, but then why did you tell her yesterday? Okay, so not too much, because this is too much. Now you want to say, we can't risk the life. This is not here respecting your words, okay? You can't keep people at high risk. You should be good. You people are saying, you can't keep us at high risk here. You can have whatever you want, at least you can do whatever you want. Just listen to me. You're bored now. How you go see the patient now, or you're not risking your life. You're just wearing a PPE, you're wearing a glove, you're wearing a anything I can tell you, yeah. No place don't see. You're not risking your life, you can wear PPE, you can wear gloves. My God, how tight you are. Let it be, ma'am. You can take any action you want. I'm so sorry. Okay?
Thank you for all patience listening. So what we have heard from this audio is basically they have a fear, they have an anxiety, they have a afraidness in their mind, they have psychological tolls in their mind that they cannot, they're not obeying their supervisor's norms. So what I'll be covering basically is communication is difficult at the time. What exactly we require is a resilience. So the topic which I'll be covering today is challenges in communication. What are the challenges I have? What is the co-communication that I can do? What are the barriers for this communication? And how can I be more make my communication more effective? So to start this is a physical toll which we see on our patients as well as on the staff. The staff who are currently working in the hospital, there is a social distancing norm. Because of this new norm, there is social distancing thing come into the picture. So to make it more worse, there is a mask, N95 mask, there is a barrier. So when a consultant wants to communicate something to a patient does not understand. He feels agitated. The reason because if a consultant start to raise his voice so that he can able to understand the patient, he feel that the staff is shouting at me. So this automatically increases the physical tone. This increases the, you can say, dehydration in the patient because of this whole suit, whole gown at the face, at the mask, complete body is covered. The body got dehydrated. So it helps in, you can say, it reduces or it can increases the dehydration level of a staff. So at the initial level, when the staff joins the organization, or you can say initial step in the morning shift, the staff are energetic. But as the shift processes, he got dehydrated and the patient and start losing his conscious level. And when the patient asks something to him, he got agitated and he start increasing his voice. So because of this rude behavior, patient feels that there is no point of coming to the hospital. One of the example which I have given you is emergency department, where you will find number of crowds are working there. Huge crowds are there. So in that section, a staff who is working in the emergency department had to pitch the voice high. So in between, when he's pitching the voice high, he is losing his energy. He is losing his conscious level. So after some period of time, his gas has completed. So then it loses its consciousness, and then there is a, you can say, a fight between the staff patient, and then there is a whole chaos in the hospital. So we feel that there is a stress level in a hospital because of this communication part also. In the same way, when we go to the psychological tool, the staff who is working there has working from morning to night, they're seeing life and death situation. So when the patient arrive in the hospital, they want to feel they get treated and they could move out. But staff is not in the psychological condition. Reason, for example, if I give you, some patient come to the hospital, he says that I am having a symptoms of cough and cold. So you step back, you say, okay, fine. But the issue here is we feel step back, we does not have any complete symptom, he does not find he's positive, but because of the psychological toll, psychological issue, anxiety in our mind, or you can say a fear in our mind, which tells you that yes, could this disease be to us also? So these are some of the 2 points, like physical toll and psychological issue, which are hampering the employees working in the hospital. So this is one of the articles which are taken from Times of India, is distance from the doctor taking a toll on the patients. So, this is one of the articles which is published in TOI recently, which shows that when you are treating a patient, it's not just treatment, which is fine, but it is basically the psychological impact that is hampering the patient. The patients are having a fear, anxiety, panic. The patient does not know what will be the outcome of the treatment since they are living so long. The patient are feared that who are these people in astronaut suits who are roaming in the complete hospital, because for them it's a new norm, it's a new culture. But how gonna you resolve this thing? So one of the doctor, you can say psychiatrist, said it's not just treatment, it's your body language, it's your tone of voice, and it's your words that actually plays a vital role in comforting the patients. So this suit also basically, you can say, we used to look like this, but now we are looking like this. Where is the smile gone? Where is all the facial expression gone? Because of all this aspect, we are feeling stressed in the hospital. The patients are coming in the hospital, they are feeling stressed out. So now the point is, what are the strategy and how gonna you communicate your things effectively to a patient, to a staff, to coordinators? So first thing is, there is a mandatory that if a patient had to come to the hospital, they had to have a mask on their face. Either it's a patient or it's a visitor. At the entrance, there should be a triaging. There should be a person with the gun who is using a thermal screening for him. There is a containment area. There is a person with the checklist. Are they coming from red zone? Are they coming from which zone? So there is a complete PPE suit of a staff who is running in the hospital, working 24/7. There is separate route for lift. There is a cleaning and disinfectant every time in the hospital. So these all things, patients are not at all, you can say, customized it. So what we need to do? Does we need to do it? Yes, we need to do it, but probably much better. This is what I believe. We need to do it, but in a more strategic manner. So how can we make communication more effective? So for example, now, when we go to the entrance, we see this person in a full PPE treating the patient without communicating it. You can treat the patient, but not starting without. So what you need to do? You need to give us some instruction. You create a help desk. Create a small help desk. Give what are the instructions that you will be following. For example, you will be going through thermal scanner. You will be going through flu clinic if you have symptoms. Give some instruction instead of directly starting the treatment. Or some hospitals also do, you can paste some pictures or do television screens. You can have a pictures moving or a television screen through with the pictures move so that you are educating the patient. Some of the hospitals also have an appointment system in the hospital. So during the appointment, when they call you, you can just give an education to them regarding the flu clinic. When they will enter in the hospital, you will find a flu clinic in the hospital. You will find a thermal screening. So what you are doing basically, you are communicating to a patient with different instructions so this is the new norm for the hospital. You had to abide by it so that they can come physically prepared, mentally prepared. Yes, we are going to the hospital, we'll be seeing these patients, we had to go for thermal screening, XYZ. So you are communicating it well. At the entrance only, you are communicating it well by making a help desk option. Now, when we go to thermal screening part, we see security guard. Some hospital have security guard, some has nursing, some has technician at the entrance for thermal screening of patients or a visitor. Yes, you can have. This is a new norm, but just smile it. I won't say that your smile will be visible, but when you smile, your whole body language will get changed. There will be sparkle in your eyes. So just smile it, you will automatically feel the patient or visitor who is coming into the hospital feel comfortable. Yes, this is the place where I belong. I can have my treatment and then I can go. You are making the patients more comfortable than they are. Now moving to identifying the role. So this is an utmost part. You need to, the staff who is working there, you need to identify their roles. It is not that all the staff is working in this too. For example, I just give you one example before I process the other part. For example, there is a patient who comes to the emergency. Emergency doctor sees his all the vitals and parameters. Then he's told to the emergency patient, please go and visit the laboratory department for your sample part. He is moving in the hospital without any information, further information. Some people say you need to go left, some people need to go right. Then at the end, he's got frustrated and says, "Sab mujhe ye bolte rehte hain, idhar jao, udhar jao. No one is communicating me." The only thing is, you need to communicate in a more strategic manner. We need to tell them where is the way to go to him, where he'll be get treated, where is the lab section or a sample collection room. You can also paste your text. I'll come in the next slide. How can you improve your identifying your roles also? So now in the emergency department, when the patient enters in the emergency, he will find all the people in the suits. Go in the corridors, you'll find a suit. Go in this emergency sitting area, you'll find a hazmat suit or an astronaut suit sitting there, asking you what had went wrong with you. So you'll find everywhere here. It's not a new normal for the patient. So how can I make him comfortable? Introduce yourselves. Put a small type of this picture, smile picture, not a anger picture. Just put a smile picture on your suit and then speak it. So patient would identify, yeah, this is the person I'm speaking to. This is the person who is inside this suit. Right. So what you are doing, you're introducing and you're telling them, yes, we are there to help you out. We're there to manage your treatment. You don't have to worry. So then I move to the boards and signages. We generally do lots of education to the treatment. Right. We had to do it. But avoid too many signages. We put number of signages in various parts of the hospital. What this do basically, it confuses the patient. For example, you're putting the wash your hand regularly. Put this board near the wash basin instead of putting at the whole of the hospitals. The only requirement is you not need to confuse the patient. You need to educate the patient. This is the important parameter that you need to keep in mind. Then visitor restriction, right? This is the important part. Visitor restriction you can do, but in a more strategic way. How? First thing, you can prepare a help desk. Second thing, through this help desk, you can make a video talk with their relatives. A patient who is admitted in your hospital, you can have a video talk with this patient. Automatically, patient right now in the Indian scenario, what they want a human touch. They want a touch of a human. They are lacking this. If the relative can be talked through video conferencing, they will feel, yes, I belong to this. Let me get treated well. I'll discharge and I'll be with my family. So you are making them comfortable. Suppose your family of members give us fruits and that all. Let them give it the help desk and you can give it to the patient that this is from your family, this is from your father, you can just have it. So you are making them comfortable, you're making them realize, yes, we are there, your family is there to help support you. You just need to fit yourself and you can be discharged. Then this is a new norm. We have seen everywhere, either go to Kirana store or to grocery shops or to hospitals, anywhere. This is encrypted circle we have seen. Point is, we are making the encrypted circles. Either we are educating the patients about this circle. So at the entrance, what you need to do, you need to introduce yourself. Plus, you need to tell them what this encrypted circles means, what this stands for, how much distance between the two peoples are there, 6 feet, how much it would be there. So you need to tell, you need to educate the patient before he enters in the hospital. Now, as a hospital staff, how do I connect with the patient? How can I make my communication more strategic, more improved? Be present. Don't think that how am I feeling? How do I know who I am meeting to? What you need to do basically is introduce yourself and explain your roles, who you are. Just like this, which we have seen the earlier slide. Explain your role by wearing the names, text, and the photo. Then identify the patient need. Ask an open-ended question. Don't ask close-ended. Just ask an open-ended question, how you are feeling. Don't ask where you have gone. Are you been in a 14 days quarantine? Are you out of the city for last 14 days? Don't ask this type. Just ask open-ended questions. Then there is a thing which is called as communication skill. In a communications section, there are three things that we need to keep in mind: verbal, non-verbal, and paraverbal. So non-verbal and verbal comprises of your 90% of your communication skill. It means if you maintain eye contact, if you lean your posture and nod your head, and you need to increase and decrease your voice, and you should be active listener. You are doing 90% of the work, 90% of the communication with the patient, right? So what is active listening basically? So this is one of the case study which I have taken, is one of the case study from JAMA, which tells that we interrupt after every 23 seconds. Suppose I am a patient, if I am trying to communicate to a doctor or to a nursing staff, I'll interrupt within 23 seconds. Then 50% of the physician don't ask to the patient any question. Then we give less than 1 minute regarding their any drug or any new prescription they are taking it out. And the last, which make them situation more worse, is a white collar syndrome, which we call it as patient come with 10 questions, but in his mind, by seeing all these circumstances, he left with 1 or 2 questions. So there's a fear, or you can say white collar syndrome is there. So now you should be an active listener, you should be a good listener, you should listen to the content and emotion. Just stop, let the patient speak before you speak it out. Now there is a story between I'll just give you one of the story. There are 2 staffs, staff A and staff B. So staff A sees a patient who come to the hospital with a broken bone, or you can say there is an accident of a patient and come with a broken bone. So he rushed to the orthopedic surgeons and tell, sir, there is one patient outside, he's suffering from broken bone and you need to care of it. That's it. Then staff B, basically, when he sees the patient, he runs towards the patient and asks him what went wrong, why he is in pain. So he arranged the medical team, he arranged the appointment. So my question is, staff A is empathetic to the patient or staff B? My answer would be, or your answer should also be staff B. Staff B is empathetic to the patient. Why? Because he went to a patient who is confused, who is experiencing fear in this scenario. Plus, he is witnessing change of behavior in the healthcare staff. The dire need is to show the empathy to the patient and maintain emotional balance of the patient and their family. So last point, respond and provide empathy. Name what you heard and validate their emotions. Let them emotional flow. Let them know what exactly went wrong with them. Instead of abrupting with them, instead of telling them that you need to do this or you need to do like that. Then what are the things you need to do? With the staff or with the staff patient. First thing, in this is a high stress scenario you have seen. People process information differently now. So your message should be crisp, short and simple, and you should repeat it. What I say, your message should be short, it should be simple, and it should be repeated. Now, how much time you need to repeat it? First, you need to understand that. This is the stress scenario now. There will be number of negative news, or you can say environment right now. So what you need to do, you need to repeat only the positive messages instead of negative. So you need to do 3:1 ratio. Positive number should be outnumbered by 1. That is, you need to repeat positive information thrice in your staff also, between staff or between staff patient, and negative only once. But your message should be short, simple and repeated. Why? Reason, otherwise you get dehydrated, your anxiety level will increase, you will start communicating your tone in a more vigorous manner. So yours should be simple, short, and repeated. What is the tip for improvement? This is the last slide for me. What are the tips for your improvement? Be sensitive and receptive to the patient need. Ask if you need help. Reduce patient stress. This is an utmost important part. If you just introduce and ask what exactly you're suffering from, you are reducing his stress. Due to COVID-19, healthcare workers are covered with PPE. Efforts such as hanging badges, containing their photograph automatically reduces their anxiety level of a patient. Use a transparent PPE for clinicians and patient. Why? So that you can emphasize with the patient. You can have eye contact, which you have seen that verbal, non-verbal, and paraverbal. Non-verbal and paraverbal has how many percentage? It is 90%. So you can just wear transparent PPEs and set up a telecommunication between the admitted patient and the family by making a help desk. Right. So that's it from my side. Thank you for patience listening, and I'm ready to serve you some questions.